Hi. Good morning. You listen to me? Okay, excellent. Well, dear colleagues, we are pleased to welcome you to Barcelona and thank you for being here today. A special thanks to those of you who had to overcome some difficulties so that today we can all meet in this room. Welcome to the 7th meeting of the International Heteropteris Society. We receive with a point of unconscientiousness the task of organizing this meeting, but for nothing in the world would we have missed this experience, which is now just starting. As you can notice, the schedule is quite tight because many of you have trusted us and have chosen to actively participate through oral communications, posters, or symposia. In the midst of so much work, there will be some time for social life during the coffee breaks, lunchtime, as well as during the closing dinner and the field trip. A cordial greeting to all of you who follow us in streaming, including our President, Tom Henry. We trust that technology will respond and collaborate. We thank the sponsors and collaborators, which you have reflected in the logos on the back of the abstract book. We also would like to thank Vocentium's technical secretariat staff, the publishing company, and the people responsible for the several caterings. A special thanks to Paula Mitchell for abstract edition and to our chairpersons who have friendly accepted to be here in the table. Altogether have made possible this meeting, and we hope it is going to be fruitful and fun for each you. We expect to fulfill your expectations, but since it is our first time organizing an international meeting, thanks for your understanding. Please enjoy. Yes, then we have now Tom Henry's speech. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, I had lost my sound for a minute. I couldn't follow the earlier part. So, okay, well, very good. Good morning and welcome to the 7th quadrennial meeting of the International Heteropteris Society. It is now 3 minutes and 14 seconds. It's now 3:15 a.m. here in Washington, D.C. So I'm not quite sure if it's really early or very late, but I'm very pleased to be with you. I can't tell you how disappointed I am that I can't be there in person. It's an understatement to say that it's been a harrowing 2.5 years dealing with COVID and a worldwide pandemic. Because there were so many unknowns, we even had concerns about having the meeting this year. But because certain scheduling conflicts, including the European Congress, and that COVID was easing, we decided to go ahead and take a chance. One of the few good things that have come out of the pandemic is that Zoom conferencing and virtual streaming have become much more familiar and commonplace, making it possible for participants who couldn't come to the meeting to come to Barcelona, including me, to participate, present papers live at meetings. Looking at the program, I can see that you're going to have an immensely interesting week, especially with 2 special symposia, one on geromorpha, one on penultimoidea. And of course, the Kirshner Student Awards look papers look very interesting and should provide some good stimulation. And of course, there's an exciting field trip on Friday coming that will bring the meeting to a close. We can thank Marta and Marcus and their team for doing such a wonderful job of putting this meeting all together, despite all the hurdles and obstacles that we've faced during this challenging period. So all I can say is sit back, enjoy the meeting, and let's get started. get started with things. Let me try to share my screen here, if I can. Marcos, can you help me? It says host participant screen sharing. Okay. Here we go. There. Can everyone see my screen? Oh, do we have sound?
Yes, Tom, we can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, because I had no feedback. Okay, thank you. Well, here it is, and this is just the beginning. Welcome to the meeting. Let's get started. Yeah. Do what? Yes. What should I do? How's that? Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, this is just an outline of what we're going to talk about. We're going to mention a few heteropteros that have sadly passed since the last meeting. We're going to have a reading of the minutes by Katrina, the treasurer's report. Then we're going to recognize the Anderson Travel Award recipients through Katrina. And then we're going to discuss some changes coming to the Anderson Travel Award. And Pablo and I are going to present a model for a proposal for beginning a new IHS journal. So getting going on. I'm sad to announce that we lost a number of our colleagues since the last meeting in 2018. The five I just discovered here are Rana Lunavori of Finland, Miroslav Papacek of the Czech Republic, Carlos Rosa Sanchez of Mexico, who was a graduate student at UC Riverside with Christiana, Joseph Schafter of the United States, and Jaroslav Stalik of the Czech Republic. Does anyone know of any others that I may have missed? Okay. Anyway, let's give a few moments of silence in their memory. Okay,
Tom?
Thank you very much.
Tom, can you hear me?
Okay, the next item on the agenda for the business meeting are the 2018 minutes. Katrina, would you please read the minutes? Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me, Tom?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Walker Jones passed away this past year. Walker wasn't a member of the society, I don't think, but he worked in biocontrol of Heteroptera and published lots of papers on Heteroptera. So
I cannot hear that.
Okay.
I could not hear you. I hear you, but not
Marcus,
clearly.
could you hear that? Walker Jones.
Walker Jones. So Joe Eager mentioned that he had.
Oh, Walker Jones. Okay. That's right. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we can add Walker to the list of names. Maybe we should get those into the minutes as well. So.
Okay, great.
Okay, Katrina, if you would like to read the minutes.
Okay. All right. Will be doing. Okay. I'll try and make this fast and painless. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So from 2018, we had
I seem to have lost my sound.
So, at the same time. This one. Okay. Okay, so he can hear me. Okay, all right. So, officers in attendance last year was President Wenjun Bu, Tom Henry, who was the president-elect, and Scott Bundy, our treasurer, and me, Katrina Menard. It commenced on December 7th of 2018, where Al Wheeler presented Tom with his Festrifs and Zukis. Al gave a very moving speech, of which was followed with a very gracious acceptance by Tom and a strong applause. For last year's Anderson Award, we had the following recipients: Arthian Lovell Pellingen, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, sorry. Bruno Genovesius, Ksenia Ferlin Lopez, Danielle Reynoso Velasco, Jung-Un Kim, Marcos, Paul Masonic, Ricardo Brunera, Tamara Morales, Valentina Castro Huertas, Vanessa da Silva Costa, and Felipe Bianchi, and then Marcelo Reginato Pain. The Cursor Awards were also given, with Marcos winning the student oral competition with his talk titled Molecular Phylogeny of the Stinkbug Family Pentatomidi, and Leonela Oliveira wearing the poster presentation on Leptoglossus clipialis, a potential global invader, use of ecological niche modeling to predict possible and current future worldwide distributions. Other acknowledgement of the honorary members was given, asking the winners to stand to be noted, and it was followed by a strong applause. We gave our first annual Stall Award to Toby Shu. We'll be giving the official award presentation today, or not today, this meeting. And we had our incoming new officers, our webmaster, Marcos, web editor Pablo Dellapé, president-elect Christian, who's going to be next year's next president. There was discussion about the Heteroptera Society Journal, which we'll follow up on this meeting. And in closing, the tentative nomination was Barcelona, Spain for this meeting, and obviously they won, so hey, Barcelona. And we'll be getting some discussion about next meeting, the next meeting location at this society session. So if anybody wants the official minutes, I have them. They'll be put on the web from last year, and I'm excited about this year's meeting. So, all right, next. I'm done. Anything I missed?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, next. Oh yeah, sorry. Do you guys approve of the minutes? Second? Okay, yay, all right, they're approved.
So they are approved and seconded? Is
Yep.
that, okay, excellent. Okay, next okay, they were approved as read. Let's go on to Scott and the treasurer's report.
Good morning. I got a couple beautiful slides, but I'll just read this off this to save time. That's okay. Oh, can't hear me? Okay, gotcha. All right, can you hear me now? So a couple slides, but I'll just go over this. This is the Treasury report as of June 29th, 2022. And we had a total balance of $5,619.94 in the account. Income during the last 4 years was $1,063.44. So that's for all 4 years for membership. The Anderson Award, supported by Anne Marie, which was a great help for the student travel, that was $5,800. And so we had a total income of $6,863.44. Expenses for this time period were the Kirshner Awards for the student poster and oral presentations, and that was, well, there will be $500 for this meeting. Anderson Award of $5,233.80 went out to the travelers to the meeting. The award wire transfers, et cetera, were $314. Work on the new website was $503, and the Stahl Award medal production was $609.50. So that was a total expense of $7,160.97. So income to expense difference is negative $269.86. So we're almost even. As far as membership goes, which relates to the almost even part, I had a beautiful graph I would show you here, but we had, mostly during each of those 4 years, no one pays because they haven't gotten a lot out of it in the past. So we're hoping with the website and with new things with the journal that potentially that would increase. So right now for 2022, we have a total of 57 current paid members. 24 of those are lifetime, 1 sustaining, 22 regular, and 10 students. Okay, so if you owe money to the society for attending the meeting, then this would be a good time to not right now, but maybe during the meeting, or send it by PayPal sometime in the near future. That would help the society. That's all I got. Questions?
Hey, very good. Sounds great. Sounds like we're doing pretty well, considering. Okay. The next thing on the agenda is the presentation of the Anderson Travel Award recipients. Katrina, could you please read the names of the recipients and have everyone stand so we can recognize them?
Okay, all right. So we have 8 winners for the awards this year. First is Alec Knudsen. Do you want to go ahead and stand? Yay. I can just hold it. Stephanie Castillo. Oh. Okay. She's still on the plane. I'm sure she's waving from afar. Eugenia Mignetti. Yay! Joanna Zagala. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Yay! Nice to meet you, Joanna. Pablo Vorada. Leticia Neri. Leticia? No? Okay. Leonela Oliveira. Okay. And Swapnil Boyan. All right. Well, congratulations, everybody. We're glad you're here on site, and we're looking forward to your talks and posters. So.
Okay. Okay, is that all of them, Katrina?
Yes.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, thank you. Okay, and congratulations to all the recipients of the travel award. It's great that you could make it here to the meeting. Okay, let's move on because we do have some changes coming for the IHS Anderson Travel Award. Let me, it's my screen here, there we go. As most of you know, the Niels and Anna Marie, as it's come to be known, Muller Anderson Travel Award was established in 2005 by Anna Marie in memory of her husband, Niels, who was an internationally renowned Danish heteropterist who specialized in the nth order, Geromorpha. He's well known for his many outstanding publications on phylogeny and classification of Geromorpha, and especially his 1982 book on world classification of the Geromorpha. So that's the background to the award. And having trouble with there we go. So, for each meeting since 2006, Anna Marie has been giving the Society 5,000 euros to help students and early career professionals with transportation costs to meetings. Over a period of 16 years, and that's a period of 16 years and a total contribution of 25,000 euros. The Society owes her a great amount of gratitude for her kindness over the years. Why don't we right now just give her a great applause for all the donations she's given us over the past 16 years. Please. Anyway, in addition to all her contributions this year, a symposium on Geromorpha in memory of Niels has been organized to further recognize his many contributions. Well, a big change is coming, however. After 16 years and 25,000 euros, Anna Marie has indicated she will no longer be able to provide support for the award. However, I'm pleased to announce that Dr. Marta Goula, our current co-program chair, has graciously committed to continue funding the award in the foreseeable future. We're just very thankful to her for her kindness and generosity. And thank you very, very much, Marta, for stepping forward to help continue this important award. The question now arises as to what would be an appropriate name for this award. Do we continue as the Niels Anderson Award? Do we change the name to the Marta Goula Award? Or do we give it perhaps another name? At Marta's own suggestion, she thought it would be best to go with to name the award after a well-known, highly respected past heteropterist. Because we already have 2 awards named after male heteropterists, the Carl Stahl and Isha Kirchner Awards, she suggested we name it after a female heteropterist. And the name that came up is Ursula Gallner-Scheiding, a well-known German heteropterist. Ursula Gallner-Scheiding was a longtime curator at the Natural History Museum in Berlin. She's a specialist on rapalids and tingents, as well as many other groups. She had a strong interest in African Heteroptera. She published several important world catalogs in Alites and Rapality, and wrote several chapters in the Palearctic catalog. And she also she published more than 100 faunistic and revisionary papers. So she's a very good, strong candidate for serving as the name of this prestigious award. So I think what we need to do is discuss. Let's first. I had posed the question: do we go with Gallner-Scheiding suggestion? The Gallner-Scheiding suggestion. The executive committee and Marta believe that would be a good way to go. But we're open for possible other suggestions. And I now just open it up for discussion if anybody has any thoughts or comments. somebody could take questions from the audience if there are questions or is discussion, I would appreciate it. Any thoughts coming back?
Any opinion, any comment?
No questions? No discussion?
Nobody says. No comment.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe rather than taking a vote today, because I would like to take a vote from the membership at the meeting on which way to go. We're going to hold off on the vote until the Thursday afternoon business meeting. So give people time to think about this, and I will bring it up and go over it with a quick review before we make a final vote on Thursday afternoon. So, okay, thanks. Think about it, and we'll come back to this later in the week. Okay. Thoughts about establishing an IHS journal. Background on this. If you recall, those of you who were in La Plata in 2018, we were tasked with the assignment to investigate the possibility of a new society journal. And there was an overwhelming yes vote to look into the journal. And as I had explained at that meeting, we may be one of the few entomological societies in the world that doesn't have a journal and doesn't have any product. And as Scott was pointing out in his treasurer's report, that we usually get our membership dues every 4 years when we have a meeting, because we have no product to encourage people to pay their dues annually. So that's just one side of having a benefit of maybe having a journal, in addition to providing a very important outlet for various papers and research published by the society membership. So, but in creating a journal, one of the main challenges is the high cost of publishing. There are various ways to cover these costs, including government subsidies, membership dues, subscription fees, implementation of page charges, and open access fees, all those things. Journals with print versions are even more expensive to produce than electronic-only publications, and because of the prohibitive cost of printing hard copies, we pursued only an electronic-only model. So, what are the requirements of setting up a journal from scratch? It isn't easy. You don't just say we're going to do a journal and go for it. You have to develop an online system that involves specialized software. Software such as the Open Journal System, the OJS system, developed by PKP, that Public Knowledge Project, and installing the host and hosting the software on a website. And this involves considerable knowledge, and it also requires a domain name and a web server to maintain the online site, plus requires fees to maintain all these things. Also, you have to make a choice on whether you want to pay for page setup and graphic editing or do it yourself. This is a very tedious process, time-consuming process, as Pablo Dellapé will attest. So through his experience, we strongly recommend paying for this time-consuming and essential step to a journal production. Registering the DOIs and submitting the journal to a zoological record and the Web of Science and Scopus for impact evaluation are all important things that have to be thought about and running a journal. You have to establish a review system, including the managing editors and public subject editors. You have to manage and correct the proofs. They have to be produced and managed and sent out. You have to do final pagination and publication. These are all steps that if you haven't been involved as an editor and worked with a printer, you might not realize all the work that goes into it. And then last, you have to provide a permanent repository for all the published articles, not only the current ones, but all the past as the years go on. So the best business model for IHS. We looked at a lot of different ways to go, and unless we wanted to do a lot of things ourselves at a relatively high cost, decided to go with this model right here, which is a traditional quarterly electronic format, which would be 4 issues a year. And the key is we would go with Magnolia Press, which is run by Matt Press, to launch the journal using their server and OJS software for page layout. And what they cover they would manage all the financial and operational aspects of the journal, leaving just the scientific parts to IHS and its editors. Matt Press would automatically report to the Web of Science and Scopus, impact factor indexing. Matt Press, they arrange the DOIs and they cover fees for all the data storage. Matt Press does all the graphic editing and managing and sends proofs to the authors. And then through Biotaxa would serve as the archiving library and permanent storage for the journal. Using this Magnolia Press and software they provide, we could design our own web page through them. We can determine our page formatting, any style we want, and establish our own instructions to authors to conform to our particular format. The target size of the journal would be 100 printed pages per issue, or 400 pages per volume for the first year released. Because there's so many unknowns, this would be a set size. But it could be enlarged if we have more contributions, more papers being submitted. What are the proposed requirements and costs involved to publish in the Journal of the International Heterotopy Society? We propose the following things. You must be a member to publish in the journal. Only membership dues for IHS are $20 for regular members and $10 for students, which may be the lowest membership fees of any entomological society in the world. At this time, no increases are proposed. No page charges or charges for color plates to publish in the IHS journal. Each author would receive a free PDF of the respective articles to distribute to colleagues. If a member wished to have access to all published and archived articles in the journal, there would be an annual fee of $20 to $25 above the annual membership fee. This would be modest, in my opinion, $40 to $45 for regular members and $30 to $35 for students. This is not mandatory in any way, and anyone may request, instead of paying this fee, anyone may request PDFs of the articles from the other authors without a fee. Also, if you would like, this is similar to zootaxa, of course, or not of course, but it's similar to zootaxa in that if you wanted a totally open access publication, something you felt was worthy of distribution, open distribution, there would be a $20 per page fee for open access to publish it that way. But that would be an individual's decision and not a requirement of the society. The management proposal, if approved. Because Pablo and I have gone to effort to look into this and to work on all the details, we would volunteer to be co-managing editors to ensure that the journal becomes established. We would make a call for subject editors to help with the major families or super families. And if this were approved, because we've looked into it and had serious discussions with Matt Press, we would put out a call for papers as early as August or September of this year. That's next month or September the following month. And the goal would be, and I think this is realistic, the goal would be to launch our first issue by January of 2023. So that is our proposal and what are our findings. I think it's a very, whoops. I think it's a very workable model for the society. I think there's a great need. I think there's a need for another outlet to publish heteropteran papers. We realize that impact factor is an issue with many people, and it certainly would be in the beginning with this journal. I'm confident that if we work on obtaining quality papers in the future and work hard, we can move the journal and the index factor up to a respectable level. But it will serve as an outlet, and as we say, if you look up at the title, it's for the promotion of systematics, biogeographic, and biological studies on heteroptera. And that would be that's the purpose of this journal. So, any questions, comments? We welcome your thoughts.
Tom, can you hear me? Tom?
Yes.
I was kind of curious about the logic for restricting submissions to just members. Why are we not allowing non-members to submit?
Somebody may have to relay those. I can't hear those questions. That I can hear it, but not clear enough to understand.
Tom, I was curious why we're restricting access to members. Like, why are we not following a model, for example, like Pan-Pacific Entomologists or Proceedings of the Entomological Society of Washington, where non-members would pay page charges?
Why is there a requirement to be a member of the society?
Yes.
Published journal?
Yes.
That's the question? Well, the reason for that is that we are trying to promote membership to the society. And for a nominal fee, I mean, to be a member for only $20 or $10, we need to generate income to help support other things, other activities in the society, including helping to support awards and things like that, help supplement meetings, perhaps. So it's a way to promote membership in the society, is the way we feel. It's a heteropter journal. Yeah, so that is the reason. Does anyone think that doesn't make sense? I mean, it's our journal. I mean, it's nominal, but for publishing for free, that's a very small cost to pay. Now, anyway, yes. So,
Tom,
any other questions?
yes. Tom, this is Christiana. I do have a question too. So I'm wondering about, I do understand that there won't be any page charges for members to publish articles that will be visible only to other members. But in order to build an impact factor, I think there's not enough of us to really make that happen, to put it that way. So in my mind, the option of paying $20 per page charges, to make your publication accessible for everyone else out there, not just members, seems quite a disincentive to really be publishing in that journal. I wonder if you could elaborate on that. How, given we're a small society, how can we build the impact that we need to make this journal be a success?
Unfortunately, I think I get that some of the gist of that, but these questions I can't, and they may have to be relayed to me because I can't hear them from the audience like that. It's sort of background jumble in a way. So it's not clear. I'm sorry. It was about impact. It was something mentioning impact factor. Yes.
Well, that is something.
Absolutely. Yes. Of course.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Okay, this is something that we discuss a lot, but in this model that we are going to go through MAPRES, they are the owner of the journal, of the distribution of the journal. They sell in a package several journals to different libraries and institutions. That is the reason, because it's not an open access journal. This is an option to individuals that want to make their own articles free to everyone. But if we want to have an open journal to everybody, we need to move out of this kind of editorial enterprises. So it's just a decision to make. This is one possibility. There are many other different options to make a journal. But we explore the possibility to do everything ourselves. But it's a lot of work to all the graphic editing and the proof. So because of that, this possibility to join MAPRES seems to us the best option. It's very cheap. We don't have to raise cost of membership fees, and also the author can distribute the PDFs to, we know, ResearchGate, emails on databases, so it's not so difficult to spread the information in these days. But of course, we agree that an open access journal to everyone is best.
You need that.
Yes.
I'm going to ask if there's more questions, or do you have any additional information you want to express on this? Or
No.
any questions directly to someone?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, Marco, I think in the future, maybe Friday, well, it's a Friday business meeting, and perhaps people who are giving presentations remotely, that someone relay the questions to that person, because I cannot hear what the audience, it's jumble. I can't hear people in the audience speaking back to me. It'd be like perhaps you could relay the direct, I can hear your voice very clearly. If you could relay the question to me, then I would be able to answer better. I didn't hear any of Pablo's or that discussion just a few minutes ago. So, but yeah, so that might be a good idea. Okay, well, listen, I would like, all I ask is people to think about this. I think it's a really positive thing. Perhaps on Friday we can bring up the discussion again and some of those questions, and they can be directed where I can hear more clearly. But I would then maybe on Thursday afternoon at the business meeting, let's take a vote on whether we should proceed in pursuing establishing this journal. I thank you all very much. That's the end of my part on the business meeting. Unless there are other items we would like to discuss, I say we adjourn, and you all get on with the meeting and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Thursday afternoon. Thanks very much.
Ya está, Sean? Ya está. Well, I wanted just to remind two practical points. We have been told that when you have questions and use this micro, you have to speak very loud, because people at home, by streaming, hear us only through the micro in the computer. So we have to speak a bit louder to make them to participate from the questions arising here. And the other point was, those who have presentations, please come, and we have the computer here to upload the presentations. First of all, those who speak today, but for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, I have ¿cómo se dice eso? Las carpetas? The folders prepared, so we can upload for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and so you then get free of that. And for the posters, you can hang them where there is the coffee break. There are stairs. You go downstairs, and there you will see the number of your poster, which is on the abstract book. So just follow the numeration, and then you hang as the model you will see there already hang. Okay? So everything ready for this first part? Okay. Let's go to the coffee break, and we meet again at 11 here, 11:05, so that we can punctually to begin at 11:10. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, thank you.